Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. This is season 2, episode 8, and tonight we're going to talk about judgment. Judgment and patience and all the things that have been connected to us this week due to the blizzard. Because what I've seen from people has been, on one end of the stick, terrible, horrible, mean, vicious, and on the other end, patience, gratitude, kindness, sharing. Like, what is going on, people? What is going on? So, let's see. Well, we're still in the month of love, so I'm going back to the love angels. There we go. We're going to start with a card draw, like we always do, and see what comes up. All right. Here we go. Love deck. Ta-da. All right. As it says, unrequited love, which means there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Which means, what does that mean for you? Does it mean romance? Maybe it does. It just means any relationship, a work relationship, a business relationship, romantic relationship, friendships, right? Even family, because that is a relationship, okay? Maybe there's just not enough love there anymore. Have you been beating yourself over the head trying to make things work, trying to make people see things your way, trying to change the other person, trying to push them and make them see that if they just do this, life would be so much easier and so much better? Rule number 1, you cannot change anybody. Rule number 2, the person has to want to change in order for change to happen. That's all there is to it. All you can do is change your perception. When you learn to look at somebody and love them for who they are, no matter their quirks, their mistakes, so on and so forth, that's seeing somebody in their true divine light. And that's you being divine as well. It's hard to do that. As a human person with this brain that just sees things so black and white sometimes, it's hard to see past the wrongdoings, the hurt, all of it, to see beyond that and see that person for who they really are. But again, a lot of times, and family is one way to really look at this. It's like, you know what? I love you, but I don't like you. I love you. You're my mother. You're my father, my sister, my brother, whoever. I love you, but I don't like you. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, that's okay. That is okay, because every person on this earth has their own personality, and you're not going to jive with every personality. It just doesn't happen. So be mindful of that. So if something is not working for you, can't fix it, can't change it, and let it go. Or create this boundary. I love you from over there. I love you, but I don't like you. I love you, but no. Right? That's what we have to work on. So again, it goes back to your perception. So think about this, and I'll be the first to admit, because what do I say about my podcast? It's living life through experience. So guess what? Been there, done that. Okay. My first husband did all kinds of things that were very selfish. It was all about whether he could get the toys he wanted, or, his NASCAR things and this, that, and the other. But if I couldn't pay the bills, it was my problem. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, if you could just understand that we're a couple here, we're supposed to pool our things together so we can get things done, and we can't live, right? Because that's the arrangement we made. What can I do? I can't fix that. I can't change that if he's not willing to see that. So guess what? I got let go. It took a force of angels to make it happen, because I wasn't making it happen, but it happened. And I kept up with it. I followed through with it. I didn't just let it go and then go, okay, you can come back and make more excuses. No, I stood up for myself. I changed my perception, and I understood that he is who he is. He's going to do what he wants. He's going to say what he wants to get what he wants. And that's fine if that's what he wants to do, but that's not what I'm willing to accept. And I moved on. Second husband, the same thing. He could be so negative, so negative, very narcissistic. made everything look like it was my fault. Until this day, you know, one thing he'll say, he'll still try to text me on holidays and my birthday and all this, and yet still tell people what a terrible person I am. And I'm like, don't you ever get past this stuff? And he's the one that tells me I don't let it go. So again, my perception, he is who he is. He's not going to change. No matter how much if you could just see things more positively, stop thinking negatively. This is what I used to do every day, day in and day out. And it was like, stop. He's not going to change because he doesn't want to, because he doesn't think there's anything wrong with what he does or what he says. So if he doesn't see there's a problem with himself, he's not going to change. And that's what I had to look at and say, no, he's not going to change. And I have to change. I have to see that for myself and accept it and then move on from it. So changing your perception is a big deal. It really is. So I feel like I need, okay, there it is. I felt like I needed to pull another one. And you know me, I follow my intuition. I do what I'm told. Here you go. Love yourself first. You know what I mean? Love yourself first. So, oh my God, it says right there on the bottom, your self-respect makes you more attractive. It says romantically attractive, but your self-respect makes you more attractive. Meaning, you know, you look a better person inside and out when you respect yourself enough to not deal with the garbage around you. Okay? So this is what leads me to today's discussion. Sorry. Yeah, blizzard, right? Crazy. I mean, I lived through the 78 blizzard and I thought that was bad. I swear, I think this one was worse. But anyway, I was a kid at the time, so I couldn't really tell you. I mean, I knew for me as a kid at 10 years old, the snow was up to my waist or my thighs. You know, it was like trudging through like mud. Anyway, a storm is a storm. You get 3-4 inches, 6 inches, even 8 or 10. Okay, we can deal with that. We clean it up, boom, 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 right? This here in Westport was 3 feet of snow. 3 feet. My backyard has drifts, I swear, 4 feet deep. You're not going to clean that up in a day. You're not going to clean that up in 2 or 3 or 4. It has been, we're on our going into our 4th day, because it started Sunday night. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, and things still aren't cleaned up. I finally just got a plow here yesterday to do the parking lot for Sisters of Solace. And it's like, even then, they only could do half because there was so much snow, they couldn't even push it. The first truck that came in wasn't here, not even 10 minutes, it was stuck. Had to get another truck to try to put them out. That didn't work. Had to get another one. It is what it is, people. You know, I follow social media because I do a lot of postings, obviously, for the business on social media. A lot of positive and a lot of affirmations and intentions and so on and so forth. And I'm looking at what people are writing, and they're like, and I know, mind you, if any of you from Fall River, God bless you, because wow, Fall River's got their issues with plows and no drivers and no whatever. I get it. But for the most part, for the rest of us who have drivers and have not gone through as much craziness as Fall River has, people are screaming, you haven't been on my street. What's going on? What's happening? This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have to put up with this. And I'm like, what do I pay taxes for? And I'm like, do you think there's like 3 inches of snow outside? No, there's like 3 feet of snow. There's no patience. There's no kindness. Nothing but being judgmental. Entitlement. I'm going to say it because to me, people who bitch and moan about this kind of stuff are feeling entitled. Like, I am entitled to have my street cleaned. Why isn't it cleaned the minute it stops snowing? Not going to happen. Now, if you paid attention to the news, which everybody was, there were driving bans. They were pulling plows off the streets. No more plowing. Everybody's got to stop. There's too many accidents. This is a whatever. Okay? They made up their mind. They made their rules. You go by the rules. Once they said, okay, now you can go out and clean. Well, now instead of cleaning this much, they're cleaning this much. You know, from 3 inches to 36 inches, at least here in Westport. Well, it takes time to do that. Even the guys who came by here yesterday, oh my God, what heck of a time they had pushing that snow, because not only had it previously snowed, 2 weeks ago, we had some of that left over, more snow on top of it. It was wet snow. And yesterday it snowed and then it rained and then it snowed again on top of it, which didn't turn out to be much, but still it was enough moisture. And then of course we had a day where it was really warm, and now like today the water is just pouring off the roof as drips because everything's melting. And yet people are still complaining. Well, I have to do this and I have to do that. Well, good for you. You know, it's like people, I understand people are busy all the time and they're not used to sitting still, but did you ever think that maybe the universe plowed us down with snow to make everybody stop? As a test to show kindness, to show collaboration, community, helping one another out in a time of need. I've seen a few people on Facebook that are out there, other than sleeping for a little bit, out there constantly helping anywhere and everywhere they can, whether it's shoveling, getting a plow, somebody's stuck, let's get a tow truck, let's do this, let's do that, these guys are hungry, let's feed them. It's like, oh my God, it's amazing how everybody comes together for this. And yet you still have those out there going, I need my driveway plowed, I need my street plowed. I don't understand what's wrong with you people. You people are lazy. You know, oh my God, lazy? Not the word, not the word. This storm has been a combination of positivity and negativity. And this is where perception comes in. For those of you who have been on the positive side of things and you're understanding and caring and kind and maybe even helped yourself, helping other people, then great. For the ones who don't see it, I think you're failing the test, to be completely honest. I think you're failing the test. If the universe is putting us under a test right now to see how we react, or maybe to teach us to have patience and kindness and whatnot, you failed the test. Because guess what? You know, the minute the snow stopped on Monday night and Tuesday morning, you're going, is Dunkin' open? Is Walmart open? I want to go shopping. I want coffee. I'm like, wow. Like, if you looked out your window, have you thought about doing something about it? Have you checked in on anybody? And it's like, wow, you know, and it's just, I feel like it's not just this snowstorm. It's many different things going on in this world right now. And your perception of the negative naysayers of the storm has to be, you know what? They are who they are. They're going to do what they do. They're going to say what they say. And I refuse to accept that, but I refuse to be involved in it either. I'm going to do my part. And that's the most important thing. If you individually do something good, you're spreading that energy out there. It's like a ripple. When you throw a rock in the water, it makes ripples. One person does something good, it ripples. Another person jumps in and also helps out, that ripples more. And it's going on and on and on and on and on. So, for example, the people of Fall River, they had to call in National Guard and bigger machines and so on and so forth, and people are still complaining. But you have those that are like, you know what, it is what it is. And all of a sudden you look and everybody who lives on one street is out there with their snow throwers and their shovels working together to make things happen. Right? What's wrong with that? Have we become that lazy that we expect entitlement and we should not have to do this? I pay taxes and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you do, but guess what? This is more than what anybody thought was going to happen. So, therefore, you know what? Instead of bitching about it, maybe you should get up and do something about it. So, that's it for the storm. So, yes, take care of you. Something isn't working right for you. Let it go. Again, perception is everything. It really, really is. So be mindful of your perception before you start bitching and moaning about something. It doesn't have to be the snowstorm. It can be anything, okay? You could be driving down the highway and somebody flies by you and cuts you off and beeps the horn and flips you the bird. I don't care. And you're like, whoa, what's his problem? Blah, 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 blah. Well, you can do that, or you can say, wow, somebody's having a tough day. Because that's probably what's happening. So again, it's perception. This is the month of love. Love should be every day, 24/7, 365. No doubt about it. But because February is the emphasis of love, that's where I'm going. So it's about loving thy neighbor, loving self, loving yourself enough to have that self-respect to stick up for yourself and do what is right for you. Okay? So here we go. It's about forgiving and learning. So what are you learning from all the obstacles get thrown at you, whether it's a snowstorm, getting fired from a job or let go, losing friends, having it out with family members? What are you learning from all this? Nothing happens by accident. Everything has a purpose. So think to yourself and say to yourself, what did I learn from this? Because that's what this is about. My podcast is about learning from experience. So what have you learned? Because you'll need that as you move forward in life. And the biggest part, what does it say? Forgiving and learning. So what does forgiveness mean? It doesn't mean, you kicked me in the knee by accident under the table. You went, oh, I'm sorry. It's, oh, hey, no, don't worry about it. No, this means that you've done wrong. Somebody did wrong to you and you're angry. Now, the whole point of forgiveness is not saying, oh, it's okay. No, it's talk it out and figure it out. But then if you can't, you got to let it go. Because again, it goes back to perception. So I learned with my second marriage, he would say something, I would say something. He would say something, I would say something. And it never matched, okay? It was always like this, okay? Never met in the middle. And no matter what I said, he wouldn't agree. And finally I heard this voice in my head said, stop talking. And I'm like, huh? Oh, that's true. Because if I stop talking, the conversation stops, right? Because if he's going and I'm going, he's going and I'm going, he's going and I'm going, but then I suddenly stop and he goes and I don't respond, no response is a response. So you learn, just let it go. Let it go. And understand through your perception that this person is who they are. They're going to do what they want. They're going to say what they want. They're going to believe what they want, no matter what. So when I heard that, I figured it's like somebody hit me in the head with it and said, hey, stop. And I went, huh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Are you done talking to me? Because I got to go. Bye. And I hung up. That was it. Boom. I took control of that situation and ended it. Because my perception was finally clear. I knew now, in that moment, that this wasn't going to change. Okay? And that's what you have to realize. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are going through divorce or just a breakup or having issues with family or friends or whoever, your kids, and it's like, it's bicker. No response is a response. Have your heart to heart, speak up, express yourself. But if you're not going to get anywhere with the conversation, you've spoken your mind, let it go. So when it comes to forgiving, that's what forgiveness is, letting go. It means I no longer hold on to this anger that is anchoring me down. I cut the cord and let it go. Because people let things ferment in their head and spin around for years. And do you get upset? Yes. But process it. Okay? Allow yourself to be angry. Then process that anger and then let it go. But people do. They hold on for years. Can you believe that person, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that was a long time ago. You're still talking about that? Why? Because they haven't let it go. So let things go. Let your perceptions go. Okay? Instead of being angry because someone else is angry, maybe your perception should be, wow, that person's very angry, so I'm going to let them be. And they must have something big going on in their lives for them to be reacting in that way. Because when people react in that anger way towards you, it's usually something they're angry about themselves, not you. So never take it personal, okay? And as far as focusing on what's being said, okay? Meaning, like, for example, me and my ex-husband, once we completely split, he had no problem running around to anybody, including my family, my ex-in-laws, anybody who would listen to him on what a terrible person I was. And I don't know what kind of stories he was telling these people, because one person I did know told me, and he didn't know she knew me until one certain point. Casual conversation in a place that they both had a connection with. And as he started talking and realized she was a Westport person, he's like, oh, who are you? And she told him. And he said, oh, you must know my ex-wife. And she's like, oh, who is she? And he told her. And she went, oh, yeah, I've known her and her sister a long time, blah, blah, blah. Well, do you know? And then he went off and off and off. And she explained that. She says, I won't even repeat what he said. That's how awful it was. And I was like, whatever. People are going to say what they want to say. If you are willing to sit there and take in truth of somebody's bitching and moaning without researching first or seeing for yourself, then bad on you, okay? First of all, people would say to me, aren't you mad? I'm like, no. Do I think it's stupid? Yeah, okay, I do. But again, my perception, I know who he is, I know how he acts, and I know how he reacts. So I let it go. Yeah, but you should be mad. Why? I was that person who felt the need to jump up and go explain myself to everybody at one point. And I remember going through this divorce and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not explaining myself to anybody. I know my truth. That's all that matters. If they're willing to listen to BS and think that that's the truth without looking into it further, especially some of it was from his family members, knowing me for 16 years, and then turn around and go, oh yeah, what a bitch. I'm like, you're all the ones who told me, God bless you and there's a place in heaven for you because you deal with him. I'm like, wow, talk about hypocrites. But anyway, that's another story for another time, not for here. Anyway, so yeah, change your perception. Forgiveness is letting go. Do not let the anger of the situation rent free in your head. Because you know what? They're walking around not thinking about you. They're not. They're not. Unless they're they're setting up something to piss you off again. I mean, let it go. It's not worth it. There's too much good in this world to go after. Too much to enjoy, too much to see, feel, sense, all of it. You know what I mean? Think of sitting in front of a gorgeous sunset. The feeling of that is so amazing. So why are you going to let that anger sit there and stew around in your head and not enjoy that amazing sunset? Right? It just is what it is. So perceptions, letting go. What did you learn? These are the things that keep coming up when it comes to matters of the heart. And again, not romantically, just in general. So maybe that's what it's time for. Let go. All right? Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And again, it goes with what I was just saying. Cards, I'm telling you, I mean, these things are amazing. I don't care what I do. And just boink, there we go. And here's a card for you. What was that? Yes, okay, there you go. You deserve love. Right? You deserve love. It says you are lovable. You deserve love. And if you notice, she's shooting her arrow forward, right? Because that's where you need to go, is forward. And I know we talked about that last week, I believe, because was it last week? No, it was the week before. It was oh my God, Thanksgiving. Sorry, Valentine's week. Wow. I'm just tired from shoveling snow, I guess. Anywho, you deserve love. You do. And if you're not going to get it from select people, then don't worry about it. You have enough people around you that love you without worrying about that one person who doesn't. It's just like when people, talk nice to you and you have 5 great people who all say 5 great things about you, and then you have one person who said something nasty about you, and that's what you focus on. It's like, why? Why? Because again, I think sometimes in our human minds, we want to be that good person for everybody. Why can't everybody love me? I'm going to tell you right now, not everybody's going to love you. Not going to happen. We're all human beings, right? We all have different personalities, different things, and it's just not everything's going to click, okay? So stop worrying about the people that you can't please. Worry about the ones who already connect with you. Because again, if you can't get someone to like you, and you shouldn't have to make somebody like you, they should like you as it is on their own. And if they don't, then they don't. So what? You don't need them. You don't need them. And it's safe for you to love, meaning open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all, love. So even if that person or some people don't get along with you, just send them love. That's it. That's all you got to do. Send them love. Ta-da. Right? So, with that being said, I'm not going to do a big talk tonight. I'm going to wrap it up in a couple minutes. Only because it's been a crazy week. Even though we're stuck indoors, it was like, cabin fever and all this stuff. But it's been shoveling and it's, different things that have been going on. And, I want you guys to understand and know that no matter what's going on in the world, whether it's plowing from a bloody blizzard or things going on in the country or in the world or in your town or in your home, perception is everything. Speak up for yourself, but don't have to prove yourself. Okay? Let go, learn, perceive, be happy. You deserve it. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to show your love. You deserve love all around you. And if they can't love you back, that's okay. Again, it's you do you, boo, as they say, right? You do something kind. You show love. You do what is that you think is best to do. Because again, if you're putting out that positivity, if every person did a little bit, oh my God, the ripples would just go on and on and on. So stop worrying about the rock that's not getting thrown into the lake. Worry about the rocks that are going into the lake. It means we're creating ripples. We're sending out love. We're sending out kindness. We're sending out commitment and community and all of these different things. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Always focus on the positive, the hell with the negative. Bad things happen. Things happen. And again, it's not good. It's not bad. It just is. There are no accidents. Things happen for a reason. Whether it's a snowstorm, and again, what is it teaching us? It's teaching us to be a community, to help one another out, share our time, share our work habits, share whatever we need, right? Help each other out through a time of need. Not when am I going to get to Dunkin'? When do I get to go shopping? I need to get out of here because I pay my taxes. And again, if you're going to spew negativity, karma is a thing. You're putting out negativity, bitching about how your street's not plowed. Guess what? That's the longer you're going to wait. That's how it works. Positive to positive, negative to negative. So, last one. True love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Meaning, focusing on the positive, focusing on being kind and helpful to others, that is true love. That is showing people true love. True love is not romance. I mean, it's there, it's a piece of it, but it's not it. True love is doing something out of the kindness of your heart. Seeing through the negativity of someone, knowing that they are a perfect being of love within inside their heart somewhere in there. That is true love. So remember that. And even yourself, you may look at all your flaws, but you know what? Under what you think are flaws, which they're not, there is a big heart in there and a big divine spark of energy. That's who you are. If you do good, good is going to come back to you. You're going to be kind, kindness comes back to you. So be that. Don't worry about everybody else. Do you. Be happy, be healthy, love yourself, and love everybody else. So, there's my talk for this week, guys. So, thank you for listening. Excuse me. Hard to believe, right? Next week is March. Sunday is March. March 1st. Big exciting day. That is our 20-year anniversary. March 1st, 2006 is when we opened, and here we are in 2026, 20 years in. I can't believe we've been here this long. I can. But it's surreal sometimes. Like, wow, 20 years. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that it's been 20 years. So anyway, March 7th, God willing, we have it planned. We're having a big open house from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's on a Saturday. Just come in, come meet us, see what we do, who we are, meet the other practitioners who rent here, because we're not afraid of sharing clientele, because if you need something I can't give you, I'm going to pass you on to one of the other people. You know what I mean? So we share over here. We're not part of a competition. right? Definitely not. We're about compassion, not competition. So March 1st, big anniversary. March 7th, big open house. Come on by, get some refreshments, meet the team. And all the people who show up get $20 voucher to use with either for myself or my sister Dora. So thanks guys for listening. I will talk to you next week. Happy Thursday.